السلام يبدأ من القلب. That's the beginning. When you have peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your home, peace in your neighborhood, in your community, then we can expect a peace as global gift for everyone. I had just a few days ago a lecture in Los Angeles. More than 3,000 people from Ahlul Kitab, Jews, Christians, some Muslims, from all over the world, they gathered in that gathering, in that conference, interfaith gathering. And I was the only Muslim speaker there, and in part of what I said that, yes, it is to start from our heart. Your heart can be an airport of the angels, or your heart can be a rest area for all evils of the world. Your heart can be a house of pharaohs, فرعون في قلوب بعض الناس. Or your heart can be a temple of Moses and Jesus and Muhammad. There are two satellites in your heart, either a satellite that's connected to heaven or a satellite connected to hell. By the way, every other this word that I used to say, they were clapping like for 1 minute and 2 minutes, right? We are so much spoiled here in Dearborn, it's normal for us. But for those people to hear any of this word, they were so excited that I'm talking, and Hassan, my son, was there actually. They were like, it was a State of Union lecture. They dealt with it like that, and non-stop. More than 10 times, maybe in 20 minutes of my talk, these people are standing up and clapping non-stop, of being excited that, wow, this is the message of Islam. Yes, and I said that, yeah, in our heart, either a heart of wisdom or a heart of full of weapon of mass destruction. Yeah, when we are angry, when we are arrogant, when we are selfish, when we are jealous, when we are hypocrite, these are all artillery inside our heart that start shooting, and we may not hear the explosion of this spiritual artillery from our heart with our ears, but we are the first victims of this shooting. Because when we express jealousy to somebody, hypocrisy and evilness, we are the first victim. Because this fire gets out of our soul, and we are the closest one to the source of that fire. So we are the first losers. Now surprised that so much emphasis in the Quran and Hadith against nifaq. أوصيكم عباد الله بتقوى الله وأحذركم أهل النفاق فإنهم الضالون المضلون الزالون المزلون يتلونون ألوانا ويفتون افتنانا. That Imam Ali is saying that they are wrong and they lead other people to the wrong direction. They change color every time, and each time they come with a new deception and a new thing. يخالف لسانه قلبه وقوله فعله وسريرته علانيته. Quran says, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. You are telling them that you are making fitna, you are making corruption. No, we are peacemaker, we are okay. They lie. And when a society is run under ego and lie and double standard, this society is sick. إن الكذب باب من أبواب النفاق. When someone lies, this lying is a window of hypocrisy. When somebody is acting and operating under his ego or her ego, This person is lying to himself and lying to everybody else. And that is very dangerous. This Islamophobia issue, brothers and sisters, racism, hate, this is not something new. And we had a meeting yesterday that one of the Ikhwan was there, I think Hajj Fuad Turfa was there. I don't see him here now, but he was in that meeting yesterday. That I said at the time of Holy Prophet even, they said, يَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. It is in the Quran. Now the Prophet is Majnun. So it's not in something new in CNN. But when they said he is Majnun, he doesn't start fighting like in Pakistan. 15 people were killed. Why? You want to have a demonstration why you are killing yourself? Not even Americans or Israelis, the Pakistani are killing themselves. Because there are some foolish people here that they can be set up. One of the people who were in the conference here in Los Angeles told me, and he was Jewish. He said, unfortunately, those Muslims that they are doing this violence, they are the effects, he told me. He said, the cause is somebody else. And he told me who is the cause, and you know who the cause are. Those people who paid $5 million for this movie, they are the causes of the problem. And they know how to read the minds of some people, some Muslims. We do this and they would do that, and then we show them on CNN and in Fox News, and we make fun of Muslims, we make fun of Islam. So the Muslims here, they become an instrument of entertainment. They are entertaining with us, showing us back and forth. One of the people who was Jewish, he came to me and he said, I apologize because I said in the lecture, I said, look at one of the rabbis in Israel, that he said on the Rosh Hashanah, he asked the Jews to pray for destruction of Iran and Hezbollah. I said, regardless of you are against Hezbollah or Iran or agree or disagree, it's something else. But in Rosh Hashanah, a new year, a religious leader, instead of calling for peace and love, which is the essence of Islam and Christianity and Moses and Jesus and Abraham, this person comes and invites to fighting and destruction, praying for destruction. What kind of religious leader come for praying for death and destruction instead of calling for peace and unity and cooperation? One of the Jewish guys, after my lecture, he said, I came to say I apologize on behalf of our community to all the Muslims all over the world, because that person who said this, that was wrong. Only corrupt people talk like this, he said. Yes, they make all this mess, then some ignorant people, they do, violence over there and killing people in the name of fighting American government. I mean, the government itself condemned this movie. Obama condemned, Secretary of State, they condemned this movie. The administration did. The White House asked Google to remove this movie from YouTube, and they rejected. So you cannot tell us to remove it. When government says they don't care. Even that lady who was part of this film, Cindy, was talking on CNN yesterday, and she was saying that I was fooled, I was deceived. I want you to remove this from YouTube. The judge rejected that, even when the lady herself asked. So there are certain funny things here that is up to us as Muslims to take advantage of these laws and regulations in this country. That provide us with real freedom of expression if they are honest, but not if they are against us, it's freedom of expression. But if it is for us, a Muslim wants to say something, then we don't share the same freedom of expression that the others have it. Constitution is just to protect their rights. Constitution is not to protect our rights. But it's up to us to wake up, to stand up, and use the same method, the same constitution. They say crazy thing on, you know, if you go on Yahoo, for example, about what happened in Libya and the diplomats were killed. There are crazy people say, let us go and let us take our gun, let us go to Michigan, let us start from Detroit, let us massacre all the Muslims, let us attack to the Middle East, let us destroy all those countries. There are some racist people really say this, and it is online. But then, we as Muslims, we are just destroying ourselves. Living in the United States, having all these opportunities, and we are wasting our time destroying the opportunities. And we are saying, oh, that guy was invited to speak in that mosque. If that guy come to my mosque, I give him $1,000 more. Can you imagine? These are the things that I hear. I know who said it, who heard it, which masjid. Wow, corruption all over. In the businesses, in the centers, in the individuals. This is why we need, brothers and sisters, a big change. A big change. Something new in this community and the Muslim world and everywhere. You know, when Obama came to power, he used the word change, right? People loved that. He said change, and everybody voted for him because everybody knew there was a need for change. Now people say, well, he didn't change anything. What do you expect? You expect Obama come and, you know, change on behalf of everybody? We have to change ourselves too. He changed, yes, he said it. But then it's up to you and I. Sheikh Elahi has to change too. If he does something wrong, he has to change. And you have to tell him what is wrong. Yeah, I can say that I'm very sincere. I didn't say I'm ma'soom. You the same thing. So it is about something that we have to change. So we talked about Jews, we talked about some of those Christians, we talked about, you know, this and that. But what about us, you and I? If we want to bring peace and salam in this world, is there salam in our heart? Is there peace in our heart? Are we sincere about it? Do we practice what we preach? I don't have time to say, you know, a few months ago I realized that we don't receive our letters in the house. Somebody called me and said, I sent you a letter, did you get it? And I asked my wife, I said, did you check the mailbox? And we realized that no, why we don't receive any? We noticed more and more. And we realized that like for 2 weeks we didn't receive any mail. It was shocking. I mean, at least there are some junk mail that even if you don't have anything, you receive some of those, right, every day. We talked to the post office and they said that you asked to change your address. I said, me? I never asked such a thing. He said, yeah, you asked that. Went to the post office and they said, yeah, Mohammad Elahi, he wrote to us and he said that I moved from this place and I moved to that place. We were wondering, where is this place? After some investigation, we realized that that was the house of one brother who used to come even to Friday prayer for many years. How come? Well, I thought that maybe somebody else did it because we always say conspiracy. Somebody, CIA did it, or, you know, FBI did it, or Mossad of Israel did it, or, you know, we are all perfect. We never do anything wrong, just certain they did it wrong. I said, even if somebody, first of all, I didn't go, somebody put my signature, my name. It says, I am the owner of this house, and I'm moving to that house in Dearborn Heights. I said, let's give a benefit of doubt. Maybe somebody set it up. Maybe this guy who lives here, he didn't